All right, so we're talking about Fitness Tip Friday, and today we're talking about supplementations and all these supplements that people are buying and wasting money on. So first, let's talk about some that you really don't need, and I'll explain why. So for example, a multivitamin. You really don't need one. It's probably better if you just go ahead and look for the supplement that you need, the vitamin that you need by getting blood work with your doctor. There's certain deficiencies certain people have in certain vitamins and minerals. That is a way I would use a vitamin versus using a multi. Now, if you're not gonna get a lot of calories in and you're maybe in a weight loss state, you can probably use a multivitamin because it's gonna be hard to reach your micronutrient requirements for the day. Now, when it comes to fat burners, kind of like a waste of money. You could just really concentrate on diet and water intake, sodium intake, and that'll really help you. Fat burners are not gonna really get you there unless maybe you're doing a show or something like that and you need that little last bit. Now, even then, it's debatable, do you really need it? Another one that I've seen is BCAAs. Now, a lot of people promote BCAAs and they're like for recovery reasons, but if you're getting an adequate amount of protein, which is an amino acid, so why not take a protein supplement instead of a BCAA? Now, where BCAAs do really well is for endurance athletes during a race, or maybe someone who is very low in their protein intake and they don't want to add a whey protein. So a BCAA and using amino acids do work really well. Now, I gave you a couple of them of not, to really use or use your money, a multi, a fat burner, a BCA. So now we can go on to what you really should focus on and maybe use. So a lot of people are deficient in protein and they're struggling. This helps you feel satiated. Now, I don't know where your protein intake is at right now, but most people that I have worked with are somewhat underneath a 0.6 to 0.8 daily intake of grams per pound of body weight. So I would usually use a protein supplement to really help. So they get using a shake, they just put water in it or whatever they want, but they'll do really well just to get them to that protein mark for their daily requirements, help them feel fuller, either for weight loss, recovery, or muscle gain. Now, another thing is a lot of people don't get fish or omega-3s. They struggle with this. And that is another thing I tend to tell people to get if it's not in their daily diet, maybe an omega-3 supplement, cod liver oil, something like that. As far as, a lot of people struggle with vegetables. I do recommend a green supplement, but your goal is to always get real food at the end of the day versus these green supplement because they're not the same. Now, the same thing happens with protein. The goal is to get as much protein. The goal is to get as much fish as you can or some sort of omega-3 source. Make sure you try to get as much as you can from food, but those are the three that I would typically recommend most people: is some sort of protein, some sort of green supplement, and some sort of omega-3.